Welcome again to, I don't even know what draw this is, the Francis Dykes Memorial Bonspiel. We have the Mike White Experience from, what club?
They're from Schenectady.
Schenectady versus Triangle. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're from Triangle.
I was told that the Mike White Experience is something Schenectady related, though I'm not clear on what that is.
We are just getting set up. We'll be underway shortly.
Line's good. Yeah. Line's good. Sweep. Center line guard. So we're playing a always throwing that, eh? Yep. Sweep. Yep. Yeah. Nice shot. Good shot. Same way. All the way. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Not a room. Yeah, all the way. No, let it fight. Okay. I want to touch. Nice shot. Same shot. Line's good. How's the weight? Weights. Yeah. All right. That's all right. Yep. Yeah. Finish. Take it out. One is not good.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Francis Dykes Memorial Bonspiel. This is Courtney Shaw, and with me, as always, is Melvin Shaw.
As always.
As always. Does somebody actually know what event we're in? Is this a C event game? I am being told this is a C event game.
Yes.
We have the lineup of the Mike White Experience versus Triangle. We're just getting underway here.
Yep. Yeah, go. How much do you see? Go.
We're into second rocks. Yellow sitting one currently in the forefront.
Guard.
Calling for the guard without hammer. Always a good idea.
Right on the beat. Normal. Yeah. Sweep. Where is it? Right up. All the way. Sweep. Yes. Right. Yep.
All right, up.
Hard. Low.
This is Schenectady with the yellow rocks. Great guard thrown there. Comes back to the center line nicely. Good position to steal early in the set.
Triangle's got a rock underway. I like to refer to this team as Team Pants.
Wonder why.
I'm pretty sure that the fellow in the pink shirt, I'm not sure what his name is, I'm pretty sure he went on that loudmouthgolfpants.com and bought every single pair of pants that they sell, because I've seen him wear just about all of them.
Another one right here.
Great shot from the triangle ring. Rock comes right around that guard, almost frozen to the yellow shot rock. Sitting 2 and 3.
How are we?
We'll wait for last. Same weight.
Was the call here for another guard, Melvin?
I believe so.
Same thing, a little heavier.
Comes up a little wide and a little. I can't really tell
Well,
how
just
deep it is.
wide will
Oh,
be
there's the-
sufficient to explain that.
Oh, now I've got some view here. I was having some depth perception issues. So it looks like Triangle's gonna just try to put another one into the house here. Maybe we could get a little tap back on the one that they just threw. See if they can get shot out of it. Looks like they moved shot rock, but are still sitting second, third, and now fourth
Log up
shot
the
as
fort.
well.
It's a great shot, moves the yellow rock behind T. You don't necessarily need to get it out of there at once, but you do need to start moving that rock around if you're going to leave that center guard up.
Putting the Schenectady team in a little bit of a risky situation here with all these rocks in play.
This is the first rock for Vice's. Vice Joe Corrado.
Yes!
This rock looks like it's going to come up a bit wide too.
All the way.
Nailing the weight early, but maybe not confident where to put that broom.
I come through. Heavy draw. You want to do that? No. Whoa. Yes. Yes. No. Whoa. Yep. Go around. Yep.
I know Joe.
Whoa.
Oops. We have a bit of a lineup change from what's on the thing, Melvin. Joe is the skip.
Thank you very much.
Joe and I spent some good time together last night at the bar, and
Still want the guard. I'll give you a little less.
So probably not the result that Triangle wanted. That rock coming up as a guard. Now quite a mess in front of the house.
Yeah.
Schenectady looking to add to that mess. Jacob Fields' second rock coming here.
Yeah, all the way. Up. Hurry! No. Okay.
Again, this rock gets caught a little wide.
Yeah.
Enough weight, though, that it's going to come around the mess of corner guards. Move into the 12-foot.
unfortunately only sitting for
Same
fifth
way.
shot.
So Triangle's really going to want to get a rock in there, try to move that yellow out of the 4-foot. They elect to try to come around the guards, probably with a little bit of tap weight.
Yes! Whoa.
Just hung on that line though, and unfortunately they have now guarded the other port into
Run back so we can get
the
over here.
forfeit.
I just can't see a way to get through here. So if we kind
Indeed,
of
and it's looking better and better for Schenectady at this end as the guards are accumulating.
pretty bad.
We're getting to Skip's racks here, and I think
Just gonna jump up that red side so we can prevent the run back.
Schenectady
Force them to make
is
it through our
running
port.
out of places to put guards here, but I
they'll
think
find a
Joe
spot.
is. I think Joe is looking to block a run back on the guard that they just left. So
What are we looking at, David?
A lot of the first end, just finding the right place to put the broom on the ice,
Are you timing? All right.
getting situated.
Sure.
the good news for Triangle is, at this point, it looks like it would be no way to steal more than one. the bad news is it looks like there's almost no way of getting rid of that yellow.
Line's good. Whoa. 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 Yeah. Take the roll. Take the roll. Okay.
Joe's guard has blocked what little port was left. There is still a run back option available for triangle.
I agree. It's a long run back, and certainly not without its danger. But
Team
well,
Pants is going for it.
you're not really left with much of a choice here.
No, you got to go for it.
Worst case scenario, I think, is that they peel that guard, which is still a pretty good result.
Yep. Looks like this may be running a little bit wide. Uh-oh. And uh-oh. Looks like they ran back the guard that Joe just threw and jammed it on fourth shot. Not really too much of a tragedy.
No, but I think Triangle still probably not going to give up more than a steal of one.
Looks like Schenectady will just put that guard back right where they had it.
Try it again. All right.
There's still one shot is the maybe not the center line red guard, but the red guard just to the left of center. A run back on that played well. Could put Triangle in a position to score 3. Schenectady certainly is going to need to be aware of that when throwing this card.
Line's good.
Really nice rock here.
Yeah, go.
Comes around the guards, sits biting just top 4, third shot.
Now wait only. Yeah.
It's actually a really good shot.
Yeah, it's a great result. It's tough to see from this angle. I think the run back for 3 is still there.
I think it is as well.
With nothing to lose, Andrew Folger will take a shot at it. Line looks better.
Yeah, it looks like we're a little closer to the broom this time. Sweepers are on it. Oh, they're calling him off it. I think the weight may be a bit light to make the shot that they were hoping for.
Yeah, just a hair overswept as well.
We have a comment from Mo that says she can barely hear us.
We can fix that.
Is anybody else having trouble hearing? Oh, Adam says he can hear fine. But he probably has the volume on. Okay. This may be one of the very few times in my life where I have been told that someone is having a hard time hearing me. It always seems to be curling related whenever I'm in the house for our mixed team. They always tell me they can't hear me, so I said I'm going to coach you on that next time you tell me I'm too loud. Looks like we're up to 65 viewers here. That's great. Okay, and the second end is underway. Schenectady is throwing up a guard. It appears to be just a long guard that has become a bit of a corner guard there.
I'm going to finish this off. Water or something, or beer? Or?
Thank you, Melvin. I will have a water for now. Lead rock underway for Triangle as well. Looks like we're going to get another corner guard. I think the call was into the house. We came up a little bit short there, but certainly a usable rock. So Schenectady looking to put something out front, clog up the front of the house. Got another what appears to be kind of wide slide and rock that is a little bit offline, a little bit more weight. We may get a tap up here on the guard that they threw with the first rock. No, Adam, no picklebacks yet. I got a long night ahead of me. I'm closing the bar tonight, so Melvin always says, even in the morning, it's afternoon somewhere, but it's been a long week and it will be a long day for me, so started off right. Draw attempt by Triangle. Very nice shot, a little heavy. Just cleared the guard by a hair, but looks to have gone to the back 12.
Follow him in.
The call for Schenectady is to follow that rock in. Actually appears to have popped out the other side, so could come on an outside hit, but this is a good shot too if we can get another one in behind that guard. Looks like we're going to clip off the guard here, but rock was a little heavy, so it still gets into a good position in the house. Triangle will try to remove this rock from play. Looks like the hit attempt is a little narrow, but also a bit light as well. So Triangle may end up actually with another draw into the house here. And the rock settles in the back 8.
Same shot. Tough. Let's hit it, actually.
Call from Schenectady is to hit the rocks in the back house, a wise decision. I believe the second shot, but certainly don't want to let red accumulate too many rocks in the house. Get a bit of a jam note on the hit, but they are still left with shot rock, so Triangle will try again to remove this rock. So again, like we might have been a bit narrow on this shot. Sweepers are working hard, but I don't think they're quite going to be able to hold it. They're sweeping it so they don't take out their rock in the back.
Let's guard it, Jacob.
I will have score updates for you in just a minute on the other sheets. Melvin was going to collect the team names of the other lineups for this draw.
How's the way? I know. Yep, sweep. We'll throw it instead. All the way, all the way. Plan B.
Melvin's back with some water for us both.
I come bearing all kinds of gifts. I got some scoring updates as well from the other sheets. Sheet A, we have Philly versus Merrimack Valley.
Team Beard, as I call them.
Team Beard, right. First end, Merrimack or I'm sorry, Philly scores 2, the game 2-0. Happy with that result. Red currently sitting shot and behind a corner guard. I think that yellow is just hanging on in the house, maybe.
I don't think it's on.
Tough to tell from where I sit. Schenectady calling for the freeze. Hoping they'll get a chance later to maybe remove that rock or just sit shot now.
Do you want to give the score updates on the other 2 sheets?
Sure. Schenectady rock comes up a little wide. Great weight, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to sit wide open, give a triangle a good opportunity to hit and maybe roll behind that corner guard as well. Sheet C, we have a matchup between Spartacus from Potomac and Team Citrini from Utica. First end, Utica with the yellow rocks scores 1. That score at 1-0.
Hit attempt is successful. But again, the rock is sitting open. So there might be an opportunity to hit and flop in front of the other triangle rock.
Indeed, I think that's the call here. Leaves a bit of an opening, a good roll, put them in a great spot to force in this end. Meanwhile, sheet D, we have a matchup between Clearance from the Tower, team of hooligans from Potomac versus team Alloys. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm not. That team out of Schenectady with the Red Rocks scoring 1 in the first end. The game 1-0. This Vice first rocks?
No, skip.
Or sorry, Skip's first rock? Yes.
Hit attempt is underway. The sweepers are on it hard. Line looks pretty good from my angle.
Those
Might
rocks-
want to come off that. Oh, they're going to take the roll the other way, it would seem. But it does settle in for shot rock. Not quite buried behind that other corner guard, though, so it'll give triangle the opportunity to hit that rock.
2 still very much in play here for triangle. A good roll behind a corner guard could bring this 3 into play, too. So
Certainly could.
key shot here for Andrew Folder.
But with pants like that, I am sure he is up for the challenge.
I tend to find that there's a positive correlation between brightness of pants and quality of curler.
You found that correlation?
I find that, yes.
Okay.
It's science.
I'll be interested to see your data. Well, I guess we'll start here and see if this hit is made. Uh-oh, sweepers are on it hard. It looks to be a bit light, and it's curling hard. They may actually get a run back on this guard. Could it be? Could it be? It is the first of what I hope will be many shenanigan shots in this 5 and under event. He's talking to me, but I don't actually think his mic is on. I can't hear him. Plan B, shenanigans, love it. I hope to see lots of such shots in this 5 and under event.
Concerned Andrew Folger's mic may have run out of batteries on us.
Oh no. Do we have extra batteries? I was told before the game that he would periodically chat with me even though he knew that I couldn't respond. That shot was all because of the pants. Chris, that is an astute observation.
Joe Parada's with his last rock of this end.
Looks like the hit will be made.
Need to be
Sweep
concerned
it.
if the jam.
Oh no. I think it did jam, but it appears to have gone out of the house. So
Getting a little fortunate roll off the jam. Red Rock does go out of play.
but Andrew Folger with a fairly open hit for the 2 here in the second end. Now, I realize we've been throwing around a lot of curling terms, Melvin. Do you think we should maybe try to explain things a little bit more for some of our viewers who may not be curlers such as ourselves?
If you have some questions, go ahead and post them in the chat. We'll be sure to answer them for you. Meanwhile, an unfortunate turn of events for the triangle rink. Andrew Folger's release a little soft. Rock curls a ton. Clips a guard. Result in the end is a steal for Schenectady.
Another steal for Schenectady.
Thieves, I tell you.
Thieves. Our game is moving at a good pace here as we are just ahead of the rest of the sheet, so we'll have updates for you when those are available.
It's our carbon fiber camera switching tool.
I enjoy the technical aspects of the setup we've got going on here. For the viewers at home, you may not realize we've got a whole little control center going on here. It's quite an operation.
Whoa. Now we're back.
This is all to bring you this expert coverage.
It's okay.
Dave Genovich's rock, lead for Schenectady. Lead rock slides deep on his first shot. It's going to end up back 4. I believe the call from Mike Norris here is the freeze on that rock that went back 4. Freeze, commonly referred to one of the hardest shots in curling, I'd say.
It's a commonly tried shot and very frequently made almost.
Yes, it's a very
as it was in this case.
very touchy shot. Requires perfect line and perfect weight. In this instance, weight right on the nose, but rock over curls.
Go.
To leave Schenectady with a chance to remove this rock and potentially sit 2. This is not a gimme shot here.
No, certainly jam potential, but at the same time, not sure that Schenectady would mind losing that rock in the back 4. Could save them a headache later in the end.
Sweepers are ignoring a sweep call. But the shot is made beautifully, though it is leaving yet another rock in the back 4, giving Triangle another chance to try this freeze with a little bit bigger target.
Yep, they've avoided the immediate danger of the red rock hanging around the 4-foot. Setting up the Ed Lukowicz, though, in the back 4.
For those of you who are not familiar with Ed Lukowicz, I suggest you Google him because there are bound to be some good pictures of him curling in the Briar in like the 70s with like a cigarette in his mouth, and he's quite a character, and he came and taught us some strategy, and that was a strategy he employed when trying to score 2 on a team that he was having a very difficult time scoring 2 against. Let them build up rocks in the back of the house and then settle one in there and make it really hard to remove.
Triangle removes one of the, or doesn't remove, but moves one of the Schenectady rocks off the back 4 into the back 12. Sitting side by side now, back 4. Probably shot, but it's not going to matter. Nice result for Schenectady there. Removes the red rock, moves their shooter that was sitting back 4 off to the side a little bit. That should make their lives a little bit easier later in the end.
But with no guards in play, this is a nice open end. It's looking like it'll probably be a pretty good chance for our friends from Triangle to get on the board.
Line's okay. Bring it then. Yeah, bring it. I want top 8. I want top 8 at least.
No deeper than 12.
Triangle elects to take out one of the rocks in the back of the house, maybe trying to situate themselves for a blank later. Shots made successfully, they stick around. Certainly key in that circumstance.
A call from Schenectady is a draw, I believe, to the top 12 was the call. Looks like we may come up a bit short here. I can't really see quite yet. The sweepers are working at it hard. Oh, they've got it.
By those sweepers a pitcher, they drag that rock a long way.
Yeah.
Top 4 starting to control the front of the house.
Apparently they build some strong men in Schenectady. Those guys really worked on that one. Looks like the hit is being attempted, or is it the draw around Melvin? I missed the call there. I believe the call was the hit, but it appears that we were a bit narrow and a bit light and missed the shot rock.
They do come back to the red in the back of the house there. Doesn't remove either rock.
You've been wide, so.
So Triangle's starting to accumulate some rocks in the rings, although currently third and fourth shot. So Schenectady going to continue their plan of guarding this house up.
Yeah. Mars will go.
The sweepers are working hard again.
I could be wrong. This actually call might be for the draw around.
No, I believe it was the guard.
Okay, good.
And I'm gonna over curl a touch. Yeah, it looks like we did get a bit of an over curl, but that's a pretty good rock. I forget I'm sitting offset a little bit, so I got 100% of that rock from this side, but I'm not in the hack, so probably doesn't look quite so good for them, as we see that Triangle is trying to come from the inside to draw down to that rock that is shot rock in the back, biting the back 4.
Don't forget that when you're sitting on this side of the glass, you're going to make 100% of the shots that you call.
Really, Melvin?
I don't think you can do that again.
Shall we do some updates? Looks like it was Steel City on sheet A and sheet D.
Yeah, the steal game seems to be in effect here. On sheet A, Philly steals 2 in the first end, follows it up with a steal of 1 in the second end. That game now at 3-0.
Schenectady stole another point on clearance from the tower, Rob Chester's team from Potomac. So Schenectady is winning that game 2-0 right now.
Need something?
We're tied up at 1-1 on sheet C, which is Team Spartacus against Utica team. Centrini.
We'll get the crowd.
Schenectady elects to come around the guard, hoping the rock will finish. Indeed it does. Great shot there.
A little bit heavy, but the freeze onto the back red puts him in a good position.
Currently sitting 2. Got a nice tight center guard up. Triangle ignoring that rock top 12. Gonna elect to come around, try to win the 4-foot first. This rock a bit wide. Sweepers off it, hoping that it will curl. It does slide into the 12-foot.
So what are we gonna do here? Looks like Schenectady looking to draw another one, maybe into the top 12, off to the side. Just really trying to shut down the draw on the intern side.
It's late in the end here, and so even though Triangle is sitting several rocks, they are all around the perimeter. Schenectady with 2 rocks in pretty good positions. They're not going to be too concerned about hitting red rocks. They're going to try to lock up the middle.
His line followed him perfectly.
Reduce the chance that a Triangle could score, or maybe even force another steal.
We got a little bit of plan A and plan B from Skip Joe Parado. He's a little bit narrow. They can kind of wick off of their center yellow, maybe get a bit of a split. Hitting the broom is sometimes optional in 5 and under curling. I mean, I know it's always optional when I'm playing. It's really just how I feel on any given day. This rock is looking pretty good here. They're going to take a little bit of a roll off of their other one, but they do leave a bit of a port to get to draw into that 4-foot.
Line's okay. Yeah!
You can always hear Spartacus skip Jay Atkinson very clearly on the overhead microphones.
Get over. Right it up. Dump it.
So was the call here the hit, Melvin? I
think so. I think he's just trying to
slightly
open up the front of the house here, so he has a better shot for his last rock. Pretty much resigned himself to scoring 1 in this end. So he's going to want to make it as easy as possible to accomplish that.
I will say I do enjoy the overhead camera view of Triangle Vice Patrick. The hat kind of makes me smile every time I see it. Oh, wow. This was a very fortunate shot here. We got the wick off of the outside yellow and the jam on the shot rock.
I don't know yet.
This is the second fabulous Plan B shot we've seen out of Andrew Folger.
Yeah, that rock's going to be tough to remove. A pretty tight corner guard in at about the 3 position there. Even if they get around that guard, there's a bunch of rocks in the back of the house to jam on.
Same ice. No?
Recognizing the danger, Schenectady.
Blue, white line.
Pants strike again. Schenectady is going to try to draw a rock in here. Important shot here. The turn of events in this end, he doesn't get a rock in close to the 4-foot. Should be a fairly open shot for Triangle for 2.
Last Skips Rock is underway for Joe Parado. Line is looking pretty good here. Sweepers are right off it, though. Maybe a bit heavy.
Sweeper's out for a stroll. This rock indeed is heavy.
Yeah.
He's going to come down.
But it does settle in for second shot in the back of the house.
Create some backing here for Andrew Folger, though. He's going to elect to throw a draw, make sure it gets to the forefoot. As long as he's on, looks like he's on that backing, his sweepers can go ahead and sweep it all they want. Should be able to get his deuce here.
The hammer is underway here on sheet B in the third end.
Sweepers are working it hard. Concerned that this rock might be a little light.
Uh-oh. It is indeed light.
So a bit of a missed opportunity there for Triangle Rink, Andrew Folger, but not a bad end. Sometimes if you start out a game with the hammer and give up a couple of steals, it's just good to get rid of that dang hammer. Final out of that end, Triangle, Red Rock scores 1. That brings our game to 2-1 in the third end. There you go.
Thank you, programming assistant Jason Kasparek, for updating the score. Triangle lead Mike Norris is underway with his first rock. It's a handsome pink shirt he's wearing there. I am always impressed by a man who can comfortably wear a pink shirt and paisley pants.
Well, Mike Norris, younger brother of Chuck, I can only assume. He's not going to be afraid of anything.
No.
Corner guard.
Jabe Janovich's first rock called for really tight guard, or top 12 even.
Interestingly enough, this is not the only pink shirt out on the ice this draw.
It's a colorful draw.
If you can get the bite, that'd go work.
It's a bit overcast outside, so it's good to come in here and have your world brightened up a little bit.
Yes, indeed.
Great guard here. Corner guard coming in,
All right, thank
2.5, let's say.
Triangle employing the strategy of drawing behind the opposition corner guard. This is a strategy I'm not personally a big fan of. It can backfire.
Yeah, a lot that can go wrong. You really have to make this shot perfectly. You leave it short, you leave up another corner guard. It's going to be hard to get rid of those later.
This rock appears to be heavy.
You come deep, you leave a great rock for your opponent to freeze on.
It would appear that we are going to play the tap up, the nose tap on the corner guard, which is also not a good, this is not quite the best outcome that could have happened.
No, a
from
negative
this
that I
shot.
didn't even list.
Yeah, Michael Stefanik, you are correct. They are on sheet D.
And wearing pink.
And he is wearing pink. Pink
connected.
Argyle, it's really, I mean, it's really quite something.
Too much ice.
Sorry, Melvin.
It's connected A with hammer for the first time in this game. Calls for the hit. Rock doesn't quite curl as much as they expect from the inside out. They end up just moving the red rock to the outside of the 8-foot, above the tee. Currently, Triangle, sitting shot.
And hoping to put another one behind the corner guard.
Looks like this rock might be a little wide, so I don't think the shot behind the corner guard is going to be there.
But if they do get it in for a second shot, it will be a good shot nonetheless, because that is it's going to end up being a pretty wide and flat double.
Yeah, it's a great job of bringing that rock back. Making the doubles
Oh,
there.
no, it's not that flat. Sorry. Again, my depth perception is screwing me up a little bit, though it is not a trivial double.
This rock
All the way.
Oh,
started in the hand, starts curling immediately.
Whoa.
does group the two reds, though. They'll get them next time.
Triangle happy with those two reds in the house. Currently sitting shot 1 and 2. Calls for a guard. It is somewhat challenging to guard 2 rocks with 1 rock when they're sitting side by side here. The dang physics always gets in our way.
Unfortunately, the seconds rocks are not 2 rocks in width. And this guard appears to be it appears to have undercurled a little bit, and
I gave you 2 little eyes.
Great weight on the rock. It just doesn't finish.
Yeah.
Does leave the double open, I believe. I think that's what we're going for here. Certainly plenty of weight.
Yes!
Oh, this rock is coming back hard.
Second, Mark Roberts.
Oh, just clips that guard.
Looked like he had a great rock there. It does curl a bit on him. Just clips the guard. Pushes the guard, actually, to the outside 12-foot. Not a bad result for Triangle, for sure.
Fortunately for Schenectady, it is not outcounting their yellow rock that is tucked nicely behind that red corner guard.
Triangle, seeing that their guard paid off, Alexa throw it again. Is this Jacob Fields, I believe? I'm sorry.
Patrick Rabenhold.
Patrick Rabenhold. Sets up a nice triangle here.
Third time's the charm.
Always the optimist. Joe Parado is calling for what appears to be maybe the run back, or?
Yeah, I think he can only hope to remove 2 of these rocks. If he hits right in the crotch, both of those reds may go. Hits to either side of the crotch. Probably only going to remove 1 red rock.
Yes!
Oh, and this one is curling a lot.
Maybe get the double on the outside.
I think we're just going to see a peel of the top red.
You're correct, just a peel of the top red, and Schenectady seem to be just struggling a little bit finding the right ice on their hits.
That one was a bit down weight as well.
Having stolen for 2 ends, throwing a ton of draws. Maybe just getting used to a new style of play. His behavior reinforced. Andrew Folger calls for the guard yet again. This time, the guard a little more heavy. Doesn't quite come in for 3rd shot, and doesn't quite curl enough to take away the crotch double, for lack of a better term.
I will see you in a bit, Mo, if you are heading out to the club. Okay, is this the 3rd or 4th time we've tried to hit these rocks?
This is the 4th shot on these rocks.
And Oh, no.
Jacob Fields throws a bit of a light hit. Doesn't make contact with the red rocks. Spreads them out, but does not remove any from play.
Unfortunately, is really cutting down the scoring area on that side of the sheet now. Oh, it looks like we had a measurement on sheet C. I can give you some score updates on the other sheets. Apparently the pink shirt is working because on sheet D, Schenectady has stolen yet another point, is up 3-0 against Clearance from the Tower, our friends from Potomac. On sheet B, we have Spartacus versus Citrini from Utica, and Citrini took a deuce in the third end and is now leading 3-1. And on sheet A, Merrimack Valley got on the board with a single in the third and is now behind 1-3 against Philly.
So Andrew Folger's got a bit of the Christmas tree working here. 3 rocks staggered such that it's going to make it impossible to hit and roll under. Calls for the guard. The guard over curls a bit, but he's not going to be too concerned about that.
He's right on it.
Currently sitting 2 and 3. Schenectady does see the entire 4-foot, which is good news for them. The bad news is there's really no good guards for them to get under. Just try to score more than 1.
I think he's going to try to half bury behind that rock that's in the top 8-foot. Maybe get down as close to that one on the tee line area. See if he can tuck one in there, make it a little harder for them to remove.
Yep, and that's really the only chance he's got here to score more than 1 point. He's got to get in close, hope for a guard tick, hope for a jam. Again, good news is that the 4-foot is wide open, so he should be able to escape this end with a single.
It's certainly not a simple draw.
The Philly skip is Steve Machino.
These guys are working hard on this draw, but it looks pretty good. I think it's a bit heavy, maybe going for a line.
Did a great job of keeping that rock moving.
Once again, I am impressed by the sweeping stamina of the men from Philly, because I can't talk, from Schenectady.
Yeah, they overcooked that rock a little bit, bring it back all the way back to the back 8.
I knew it was light.
Sadly, third shot as well. So Triangle, no concerns about just ignoring that rock. I believe the call's for a guard here.
I hope that's the call. I don't actually know what the call is. I wasn't really paying attention. But that would be a wise call.
Yeah, he wants to close down that 4-foot, make it as hard as possible for Joe Parado to get in there and score a single.
Conceded, we're the only ones that really. We're the ones back in.
This guard looks to be a pretty good guard.
Great shot. Sweepers are going to want to go at the end here, drag it over, and they do.
He does leave the fairly close to the line that he just threw, just a hair more ice.
Probably about right here.
Yeah, it closes the 4-foot up a little bit, but the draw still is there. It's got the whole 4-foot pretty much open. Should be able to escape this end. I think the sweepers, after over-sweeping the last rock a little bit, should be more confident, won't make that mistake again.
We can hope. And you know, if he comes over a bit, he does also have the yellow rock backing. If he came down to that backing, it would only be a steal of 1. But we will keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't come to that.
Joe Parato's last rock away of this fourth end.
This one looks like it's got some legs on it. Oh, sweepers are going. Take it easy, boys.
This rock looks a little hot.
Oh, no.
Vice Patrick Rabenhold there.
Uh-oh. Looks like a
Manages
steal of 2.
Yes, manages to get the rock far enough. That is going to be a steal of 2.
This is quite a game of stealing.
Yeah, the Mike White experience not going to love that result.
No.
Steal of 2 for red and triangle.
Thank you.
Take that game, not a game of the
Scoreboard.
Just kept putting them
So
in.
now in the fifth end.
Something didn't happen. Oh, I didn't hit enter. Do I have to do it?
That's not the right. There, hey, there we go. Now we got the right score.
This game is really cruising along.
They are. Triangle now takes the lead 3-2. Again, sometimes just getting rid of that hammer is all your team needs to kind of get inspired and start clicking some more shots.
Looks bigger from
Mike Norris, a little too strong on that rock.
Corner
Slips
guard.
into the house, top 8.
corner guard.
Joe Parato, though, calling for the corner guard. Just going to ignore that rock for now. Try to set himself up here for some offense. Good call, as far as I'm concerned. He's going to really want to try to get his deuce here.
Get it here.
This is still a very close game, so.
No, all the way. All the way. All the way. All the way.
Puts up a nice tight corner guard. It's a bit close to the center line, but certainly a usable position. Was the call to draw behind the corner guard?
Again, employing the strategy of trying to take away the space behind the corner guard.
He's just adding to the corner guard instead, though.
Yep, comes up light. Leaves two
If you're
corner
heavy and
guards
hit
out
it,
there.
that's perfect.
Joe Parato switching gears here a little bit. He's going to go ahead and remove this rock top 4, or top 8, sorry.
Is he? I thought he was drawing.
Oh, yeah.
I think he.
All the way.
I think the first call was the draw, but the second call was if they tapped that one, that was okay too.
Keep going.
Making sure he's got all the bases covered here.
Yup. Yup.
Maybe it's just drawing to it. Not sure what's.
This rock is just a
Just
little
tapped it
wide.
back.
Taps the rock back about 2 feet.
A call from Triangle, I believe, is the guard. Sweepers are right off. The line looks pretty close. That's
Line
a
is
nice
close.
guard. It's quite a nice guard.
I agree. A corner of that red is exposed on the intern side. Assuming all these guys
Can
are
you
righties.
see any
I
of
think
it?
they are. Not much, though. Even if you make the play on it, it's going to be difficult to stick your shooter.
Whoa.
a little bit of a wobble on the delivery, but cleared that guard. Still a pretty good result. If you're going to miss that shot, missing and getting rid of that guard is certainly the right way to miss.
You want it again? Yeah!
The guard was replaced in
Yes, all! Yes, all!
what I can only describe as
Yes!
exactly the same spot, because I thought for a second I might have just missed, like, flashback a little bit in my life. But no, it's exactly the same guard, and the hit was attempted again, and this time was successful. It was just a peel of that rock, but that leaves Schenectady sitting 1. It's biting the top 8. Triangle just going to attempt to put a counter in the house behind those guards, but it appears that it's hanging a bit wide. So they're going for the option, which is the tap-tap. And has now left the yellow in a similar position to the red rock that Schenectady was able to remove.
Yeah. Right here. Let's go with this card. Or did you want this one? All right. Sure.
So, was the call the draw here, Melvin?
I believe so, Jacob Fields.
That looks pretty good here.
Whoa! Whoa!
Sweepers were thinking about going, but
Heavy? It's okay.
Got to
It's
wait
okay.
for it to get
Line's
off
perfect.
this yellow corner guard.
no, it looks like this is going to go into the house.
Take the roll.
It does curl just enough to make it past the corner guard.
All right, Jacob.
Fortunately, leaving the shooter wide open to be hit.
It is wide open, but it's going to be a tough roll to out count.
Yes, that is an accurate assessment. Rock is underway.
This is Patrick Rabenhold's second rock, I believe.
Looks again like it might be a bit light. Sweepers are working hard on it. Looks like they're going to wick off of their guard, splitting the guard and the shooter into the house.
This is an interesting looking house here.
Eyes
A
okay,
very
too.
interesting house. This is not a house that I like to see when I'm skipping. Because what the heck do you do? Red's got a lot of rocks in
I want this
very usable positions, but you have the hammer and you're sitting 2. It's tough. I hate to throw up a guard in this situation, but
Yeah, you got to be really concerned with those rocks lining the top of the 12 here.
Nice.
There's a short run back.
I'd probably just play the tap back
That's
on
the
that, on the open yellow.
No,
Maybe try
never,
to get
no.
one into the 4-foot, but it looks like we're just guarding here. And I think we're gonna over curl, so
You are correct. The rock does over curl by quite a bit.
Nope. What about it?
I've watched a few games on this sheet on this webcast, and that line going towards the scoreboard, that outturn line it gets a lot of finish.
So comes over to that stack of corner guards. If you get a rock in behind there, there's no getting it out, that's for sure.
Looks like we're playing the hit. Triangle is playing the hit on the open rock. Slightly surprising that they are coming at it from the angle that they're coming at it with all those corner guards in play. You would think they might want to try the outturn side, but you know, I'm in the cheap seats here, so maybe the line is a little more predictable.
Yeah, they don't seem to be having any problem with the rocks curling. So maybe he feels confident that they're going to be off those corner guards. Likes this handle.
Indeed, and actually the rock looks fantastic. Just goes to show me, warm room skip Courtney Shaw knows nothing.
Great shot. Sneaks by the corner guard. Catches the inside of one yellow rock. Moves the second yellow rock, not out of the house, but
certainly leaving Schenectady with a tough house to contend with here.
Yeah, front's pretty much clogged up. That yellow rock is actually shot, I believe.
It is. You know, I think if I'm Schenectady here, I try to draw that port into the 4-foot behind that pile of corner guards. I think you just gotta.
Yeah, a lot of risk here. You know, it comes up a little wide or short and leaves another guard.
Regarding the raise and
all of a sudden, Triangle has a short run back. It's at 4 rocks in the house.
I believe they're actually throwing a guard to block the double tap.
Interesting.
I can't see any way for them unless they do a ready to. I won.
He's concerned for the double tap, which would certainly move the triangle rock in for shot. I'd be more concerned about that outside run back.
Indeed, though, I think, you know, we've watched a few ends, and Laura, I will give you an update on sheet D.
She can't hear. That's what
she
said.
Can't hear. Oh, I was gonna speak up, but
I think she just has no audio.
No audio. Well, since we're updating, I will also say the update on sheet D. Schenectady appears to be trying to steal the Potomac team to death. They have stolen one again in the 4th end and are now up 4-0 after 4.
What's the downside?
On sheet A, it appears that Philly took one and is leading Merrimack Valley 4-1 after 4. And on sheet C, it looks like there was a steal of one by Utica in the 4th end, and they are leading 4-1 over Spartacus.
So Joe Parada's rock over curls. Comes up short as well. Currently sitting 4th shot in addition to shot rock. Andrew Folger defers on the run back, the outside run back. I guess that is a fairly challenging shot now that they spread those the red rocks out. And said plays the tap and
Right there.
throws perfect weight on that. Currently sitting shot rock. That red is open though.
It's coming this way. There's less junk.
Not a gimme shot. Plenty of rocks sticking out in the path there to catch a corner on. Coming out turn side, confident that they'll miss that tight red rock that's in top 12.
He's trying to avoid the 800 corner guards on the left side.
Yeah, because we got to come cross face.
In his words, less junk up front.
There is as I said, not a gimme shot by any stretch of the imagination. Final rock in the 5th end.
Sweep!
Sweep it hard, guys.
Joe Parada lets a hit fly.
Looks like we're gonna be all over those guards.
Rock does over curl.
It's another steal of 1 in the 5th end.
Red steals 1 in the 5th end.
Thanks for clarifying what I just said. Oh. Melvin is reporting it to our assistant score reporter.
Proving that stealing is the way to go in this game.
That
Triangle.
pesky hammer.
Yeah, that pesky
No
hammer.
one seems to be able to score with the hammer in this game.
Triangle extends their lead, now winning 4-2.
A deuce here could definitely get Schenectady back in this game, though. Back in the even ends. They're playing at good pace, so we should be on track to get all 8 ends in this game. So.
Indeed, and you always like to see that. You never want a close game to end early. Triangle loves their record on stealing here, so they are going to throw a center guard, and a great center guard, in fact. Comes in nice and close to the house.
I think we need to tell Andrew Folger that I can't hear him because I keep seeing him talking and looking over this way. I think it's tragic that we lost the battery on his microphone.
Yes!
With pants that colorful, I have to imagine there would be some colorful commentary to go along with
All the way! Yes!
I don't know. Do we have batteries?
Thank you, guys.
Good, go hard. Go hard as a person. Go. Actually, go away from that. Right to it.
Oh, and it looks like we had a, while we were discussing batteries, it looks like Schenectady had a pretty nice, albeit a hair short, draw behind the center guard here. Half buried in the top 12. Looks like we had another draw behind this center guard. We're just inching them closer and closer to the 4-foot. We're trying to go around the other way now.
Yeah, a lot of junk accumulating in the center again. Looks like we're setting up for the steal if Schenectady's not careful.
This one's definitely got some more weight. Don't sweep it, guys. Like to get a little finish if we could, but looks like it's just going to hang right out there.
Go hard. A little more weight. Nice line.
Rock does stay wide, pretty far from the guards.
I believe, was the call for the hit, Melvin?
Yes.
Okay. Looks like we're a bit light, and we are...
Yes.
I think a little sweeping would have really helped that rock.
Yeah, I may have misinterpreted the call. The call may have actually been for the draw. Still, as you said, a little sweeping could have maybe got him a wick on that outside yellow and redirected them into the 4-foot.
Yeah,
Instead,
I think that was a little bit of a skip, sweeper, thrower, miscommunication situation.
Yeah, instead, the rock looks like it's about hack weight, goes easily through the house.
How's the way?
Schenectady with an opening here to put one on the 4-foot.
Appears to be similar in weight to the last rock that was just thrown.
Yeah, it's pretty much a mirror image.
No, we're gonna get the rub.
They will get the rub though. into the 4-foot.
Nice result.
Great shot. So it looks from the chat box like we've got some support from our friends up in New York. Really nice of you guys to follow your teams down here. I think everybody seems to be having a good time, and they've got a lot of good curling going on.
Maybe a few people having a bit too good of a time.
Maybe. I had to actually bounce someone last night. That was a first in my volunteer bartending career.
Plug it.
I also did have someone pour. Okay, never mind.
Where's the leg? Yes! Yes, hard!
Oh, narrow. Sweep. Take a look. Oh, yes, yes.
I think the call here was a draw. Appears to be coming up a hair short.
Schenectady sitting shot. I believe just sitting one. With a ton of rocks accumulating in the middle, though.
Triangle's going to try this draw from the other side.
That's right. With that shot rock sitting just behind the tee line, a freeze would be really nice here. It's going to put Triangle back in a position to steal. This rock, though, does look like it's a bit wide.
Yes, line!
Sweepers waiting as long as they can to see if it will catch finish. Not quite as much finish as they would like, but rock does come in for that one's definitely second shot now.
Still plug it.
Schenectady looking to get another rock into the house here.
Well, you made the comment, plug it, which I guess to me infers that, I can infer that he might want to leave this rock short.
Oh, he was gesturing towards the 8-foot with his broom.
That would be a great
so
spot if you can get it there.
I think he maybe means to plug up getting to the 4-foot, but while also getting the added bonus of a second counter in the house.
Yeah, he's given up on cleaning up the front of the house. Recognizing he's got just a ton of rocks there. And
Yep, bring it, bring it, bring it.
Oh, this one appears to have taken the other handle.
yeah, really unlucky result there. That rock looked like it was pretty good. About the right weight. Instead, loses handle. Stops well short of the house.
Triangle hoping that Patrick Rabbithold with his rock here can do what we have not seen happen yet, which is get another rock into the 4-foot. Appears that this one is a bit wide and plays a tap on the previously thrown rock. Still not getting in for shot rock.
Yes! Whoa, 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 whoa!
Schenectady opting to hit this outside red. The draw is getting more and more challenging with all these rocks up front, so this isn't an unreasonable strategy to get another rock in there, though this one does appear to be curling a decent amount, and I wonder that there may be a little jam potential here. Oh, just misses the jam.
Yeah, great result there.
Absolutely fantastic result.
Misses the jam. The house getting pretty locked down at this point, but yellows and Schenectady, Schenectady with the yellow rocks. Slightly better position now. He's got a good rock for a tap later on in the end. Still probably has access to the 4-foot from the left side of the house as well. Or you're right as you're looking at it.
Triangle going for what I think is a really reasonable shot call here, which is hitting the open rock in the top of the house. You know, the shot rock is really, really jammed up back there behind all those guards, and this is a good way. I mean, even just a hit and stick here will really make it tough for Schenectady to get a second counter in there.
Great weight, but this rock starts curling.
It's curling like crazy.
Oh, no, right out.
An unfortunate result for Triangle as they remove what was third shot, leaving Schenectady. Oh, sorry, they forgot about the one in the back of the house. They've still got third shot in the back of the house. Hey.
Yeah, but this rock this house looks a lot more scary all of a sudden for Triangle. We thought that rock was pretty safe in the top of the house. Instead, one lonely rock sitting between Triangle or Schenectady scoring a big end here.
Yeah. It is a difficult rock to get to in the back of the house. I think the wise decision for Schenectady at this point is just to draw another one in there. You know, they'd be sitting 3 at that point. You don't want to get too greedy and play to a rock in the back of the house at this point and end up potentially opening up and leaving a place for them to get a rock in there and steal.
You're right. It's even ends late in the game. Really want to secure your deuce here.
I mean, and right now at this point, they're actually set up to take 3. I think, you know, if he gets this rock in there, they'll be in good shape. This one does appear to be hanging out on this line.
Sweeper is disinterested.
It's coming over now, but I think it's a little too late. We've got a bit of a guard situation, though I do believe there's a port to get into that shot rock.
I think so. A well-thrown draw should be able to sneak through that port on the left side.
Certainly not a gimme shot, but it's there.
There's a lot of finish on that line. You have to wonder if they wouldn't be able to just tap that rock back a little bit as well.
I think they could. I mean, you saw how much that previous hit curled. What did Joe Rockenbach say for the vintage Dykes Bonspiel shot glass or pint glass collector? They are having a 50-50 raffle in which you can win a pint glass not only from this current Dykes, but the last Dykes we held at this club
7 years ago.
7 years ago. Oh.
I did not win.
Oh, that's a tragedy. Because we need more pint glasses, like we need a hole in the head. I don't know, something that I don't need.
Triangle comes up short on the draw.
Even if we're narrow, we can still.
The line was really perfect. It's kind of an unfortunate result.
Indeed, but it leaves Schenectady with a draw on the side that they were not having much draw luck on. So right now, sitting 2. See if they can get a third one in there. They're in pretty good shape, though. I think there's almost no harm that can come from this shot.
Sometimes it's the best you can hope to do is just cause no more harm. Last rock of the 6th end, Joe Parada looking to score his 3 points.
Oh no, he looks very concerned.
Yeah, I think he might have flipped that rock a little wide, hoping for a finish.
Oh no, are we by? Are we by? We are not by. Oh.
Rock does not curl up quite a bit, or quite enough, I should say. It did curl quite a bit, but not quite enough.
Leaving Schenectady the Mike White experience with a deuce. in the 6th end. This is a shockingly close game. I mean, we're just going back and forth here. But I will say, I believe this is the first deuce that was scored with the hammer. So that is quite exciting.
Yeah, that's a step in the right direction here.
Indeed.
Bring it in, right here.
Who knows what's going to happen now?
It's a close game. I don't know if I'd say shockingly. Both these teams, good teams, maybe
Yes.
a little disappointed that they ended up in the C event, but still showing us they're well matched here.
Yes. But I mean, shockingly, not for the fact that I'm surprised that they're just knowing these teams that they're so close. It just seems like, you know, one team kind of gets up and going, the other team starts stealing. It's kind of an interesting turn of events that keeps happening. Anything can happen at 5 and under curling classic Bonspiels like this one. I will give some score updates to anybody who is interested. Maybe somebody can pass along to Laura via the chat box that it looks like Clearance from the Tower scored a 3-end in the 5th, closing down They shut down this steal of one situation that Schenectady had going on for them.
Ending the steal-a-thon.
Yes, the steal-a-thon. And they are back in this game and just down 4-3 right now. We have also a very close game on Sheet C between Citrini from Utica and Spartacus from Potomac. It is tied up after 5 ends, 4 all.
Spartacus also scoring a 3-end
yeah,
in
Spartacus.
Where are we?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
And so we will keep you posted as to what's happening. Oh, and sorry, Merrimack Valley took another single in the 5th on Sheet A, is down 2-4 against Philly on Sheet A. So we have Triangle's second lead rock underway. Mike Norris appears to be attempting a hit on the rock in the 4-foot, but looks like we are coming up a bit narrow and will go right by.
Yeah, that rock's curling hard and is going to end up missing by a pretty fair margin. Schenectady without hammer in the 7th end, currently sitting 2, but plenty of rocks to go.
Guard it. Let's wait. Yeah.
Start it up.
I did not actually hear the shot call on this rock. Are we guarding this rock?
I think the call was for a guard. The rock's going to end up over curling.
Indeed, but yeah, if they can bring it in for another counter, is that? Nope, they did not bring it in for another counter.
Sub short of the house.
It's a pretty decent guard. That probably maybe cover about a third of the rock, maybe. Hard to tell from this angle. Oh, maybe not. Look, Melva, we are up to 74 viewers.
Only a few more than when we were broadcasting games during the workday, so I think that says something about the commitment of curlers.
Actually, it was less. There were over 100 viewers on Friday for one of the games I was watching. And what I found a bit hysterical was at the same time that game was going on, Corey Dropkin and his team were playing in Junior Worlds, and when I flipped to the World Curling YouTube channel, there were actually more people watching the Dykes than there were watching Junior Worlds. I don't know if it's the wonderful commentary, the 5 and under shenanigans, or just the great support that everybody has for their friends in the GNCC, but we're very happy to have so much support for this event. And
so Mark Roberts throws a takeout, over curls just a bit, but gets lucky with the brush off of one of his guards. Does manage to remove shot rock.
wow, thank you, Rhonda Brandt. Just brought Melvin and I a plate of cookies and a banana and some crackers. That is taking care of the talent, if I do say so myself. It looks like the draw came up a bit short here.
If it comes in a little deep and sits behind, that works too.
The call from Schenectady to put a rock in the top 12 and really try to shut down the draw for Triangle. It's a good call here. Yeah, with plan B being, you know, if they get a little finish behind that guard, he's not going to complain about that either.
Wait only.
Rock on its way. Wait, looks pretty close. Skip waits for the rock to break.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't get on it yet. Normal plus.
I couldn't quite see with a player standing in front of me, but I think he rubbed the guard, maybe waiting just a bit too long for that rock to break.
Cover half, cover half. All right.
Triangle, no rocks in the house, and already on vice rocks. Recognizing that they're in a bit of trouble, calls for a hit on the center guard. One of the center guards, anyway. Try to open things up a bit. Does hit one of the center guards. Not quite a peel, though. Leaves the shooter.
Gotta guard that.
And unfortunately, just misses taking out Yellow Rock and forefoot. Catches only a tiny corner and rubs it to the outside of the forefoot. Schenectady sitting 2 without the hammer. Just gonna keep locking down the front of this house, trying to deny Triangle access to the forefoot.
I just saw Michael Dobbs pick up the cowbell, so looks like we're getting pretty close to ringing time.
No danger for us in this game. We will see all 8 ends. Looks like most of the other games, we're only going to see 7 ends.
Call from Triangle is a hit on the now accessible shot rock, but it does appear that the hit is over curling. So we are going to tick, another Schenectady rock into the house behind cover.
Yep.
Giving Joe another opportunity to try to guard up this shot rock and really,
I gotta call him though.
really give a bit of a tough time to Triangle team here.
Indeed, Schenectady sitting 4 rocks. 2 of those rocks pretty close to the forefoot. If there's good news for Triangle, it's that the rock
Let's put up that guard.
that is just touching the forefoot is wide open.
Oh.
Oh no, we have a curler down on sheet C, but it appears to be all in good fun. There's smiles being had. I think he's fine. It was is a Utica
You're
curler.
right. I'd rather it be on the line than hitting ours.
I think that might have been Phil Citrini
It was
himself.
Phil, yeah.
He's fine though, pops right back up. All of the gouges on the ice being massaged out, so I don't think will be any worse for the wear.
No. I think it was, that's a lesson to you skips out there. Don't follow your rack too closely. When your sweepers are on it, they can handle it. They don't need you right behind them. It looks like a really nice guard being put up by Skip Joe Parado.
Indeed, finishes nicely.
Thanks, guys.
Well, it looks like we'll have a bit of access of that shot rock from the inside edge,
That's
but
a pretty small port, but it is
Not gonna
there.
lie.
they're looking at the run back, so it leads me to believe that they aren't optimistic about making it through that port.
A couple ways you can come at this. Certainly the run back, good shot. If you miss it, it has the side effect of opening up that middle for you a little bit.
Indeed, indeed. It's always good to have
You could pretty
open
much-
things up if you can.
Right, you could pretty much get the same effect if you just threw a heater through that port. I think it's going to be hard. If you make it through the port, you're going to make contact with that yellow.
I'm not sure the heater is quite Andrew Folger's forte, so I think he's just going to go for the gentle tap back on this rock here. Just try to cut them down. Actually quite a wise, oh my God, beautiful shot.
Indeed, Andrew Folger showing us that he's quite a touch curler. That's a beautiful shot.
I think we got it. I think we have the run back.
Nice roll after just tapping
I
yellow in
can't
the
see a
forefoot.
reason not to.
It's about,
It's gutsy.
It's mostly buried.
yeah,
the
it's
worst I
like
hit one
3/4
out.
undercover.
I mean, it finishes so hard. I do believe you could throw a hit and easily get enough of that rock to clear it, but
Could, but it's definitely not a gimme.
it appears that we're playing the slash here.
Angle raising into that
I'm
red.
not sure if it's the slash or if he's actually throwing the freeze.
No, he's playing the
There's no
slash.
port.
Okay.
Oh, he's considering the port now.
They're sitting
It
right
looks bigger from down here than I think it did there.
Yeah, from the hack, that shot's going to look pretty good. He's going to see a
Okay,
fair
all right.
amount of shot rock.
Jacob, take out.
Yep, he's calling the audible.
Yeah,
He's
this way.
going for the hit through
On
the
this
port,
side.
which
Yeah,
from this
I
angle
didn't see
looks
that
much
before.
better than
All
that
right, I like this better.
than that
I
slash.
do like this better. Yep. It's gotta go.
How much? How much? Can we get down to Dykes?
This is Joe Parado's final rock of the 6th end. Without hammer, trying to prevent the triangle from scoring.
Sweepers are on it hard. I think the line is close. Whoa, whoa. Oh, no, stop sweeping. Oh, gosh, overswept.
Sweepers not knowing their own strength.
Once again, I will comment on the impressive sweeping prowess of these Schenectady men.
I thought it was.
Rock just clips a corner guard. And more bad news for Schenectady. Does rearrange some guards. Leaves triangle with 2 shots. One would be the hit on a rock, on the yellow rock just touching the forefoot. Or the other just a draw right down to their rock sitting in forefoot. Andrew Folger opting for the draw. Both shots are good calls, it's really just a matter of preference.
Oh, sweepers are on it hard. I think he got a little narrow on this line and maybe a little light as well. No, I don't quite think we're going to get there.
No. Unfortunate for Andrew Folger and Triangle Rink.
Gotta be full 12.
Can't capitalize. they will score their single and sixth end. Our score now after 6 ends, 7 ends, triangle 5, Mike White, experience 4.
And to update the 6 end results for the other sheets, it looks like on sheet D, Schenectady took 2 more and is now leading 6-3 in what is, I believe, their final end, the 7th end. So Rob Chester and Clarence from the Tower are going to need to take a 3 end in this to force the extra. On sheet C, I'm having trouble seeing through a curler currently, but it looks like in the 6th end, Utica took 2 and is leading 6-4 in what is also their final end, the 7th end. On sheet A, it's looking not so good for Merrimack Valley.
All the way, all the way.
It would appear that Philly took 3 in the 6th end, is now leading 7-2. On our feature sheet here, sheet B, we've got we had a guard put in play by triangle. The come around was attempted, but did not bury, and so the call is to remove that rock.
Schenectady comes into the 8th end with hammer, down 1 point. Not a bad position. Does require you to get your corner guards up. You will need to score 2 to win the game, but you really want to make sure that you do have a shot for 1 to tie the game at the end.
Oh, unfortunate break for triangle there. The rock is hit, but the shooter over curled and did not quite remove that rock from play.
Schenectady with an opening here if they could land
Same way.
a yellow rock in behind that corner guard. This is Mark Roberts' first rock. That rock doesn't quite curl as much as they would have liked.
Gotta be back 8. Back 8. Line's good.
A little heavy as well. Does skate through the house. I was actually being blocked by the box of tissues. I thought that yellow rock on the outside of the house rolled out, but
Nope. You didn't hear my explanation of that situation? The come around is being attempted by triangle, but appears that we are not going to clear the guard. Appears to be a little light as well, but we might be able to tap this guard up for something. No, just splitting it off.
gets back to the center though, which is if you're looking to steal, which apparently triangle is in this end.
Apparently.
Well,
I mean, that would be
Just the draw.
That would be the goal.
You want to come this way? Sure.
And they.
Up,
I mean,
all there. Up.
if they give up a point, they're going to the extra end here. So I think that's got to be the plan because they left that rock in play.
Whoa.
Are we looking through the house?
Apparently, everybody took a spinach break before this end because we are having multiple rocks thrown through the house. nice draw made by Triangle second, Steve
Come down to it.
Janasco.
Tap is good.
T-line weight, just behind the tee. Ever so, oh, no, right on the tee.
Whoa, yes! Up.
Gets this rock curling right out of his hand. Hits the center guard back into the house, and unfortunately, probably the worst part about that shot, he leaves a really nice center guard left over. Triangle's going to take advantage of this situation. Try to get another rock in behind that center guard.
We had handshakes on sheet A. Merrimack Valley has lost the game against Philly. I believe, are these all elimination games, Melvin?
I believe these are elimination games, so honor being the better part of Valor. Merrimack Valley shakes, and they'll probably be making their way to the bar.
Again. They've been keeping me company at the bar most evenings. Bunch of really nice guys.
I don't care what it hits. I want it out of there.
Maybe I'm just partial to
open this
men
up.
with beards.
We have to be known.
Triangle leaves the guard. Slow clap erupting in the warm room here.
Go, yes! Yes!
Are we playing the run back here, Melvin?
Looks that way.
Up.
And
Run
great
back
shot.
is made. Oh, beautiful shot.
Perfectly executed. Nice low weight so the sweepers could control it. All of a sudden, that really flip-flops an end. You know, those run backs, that's one of those shots that it's a great shot if you make it.
Yeah, indeed. And that was made beautifully. Triangle trying to see if they can follow a nice run back with another nice run back on their rock.
Joe Parada's going to be really happy with that shot. That end wasn't lining up really well. Again, all it takes is one shot, and he can really turn it in.
This one appears to be hanging a bit too much on the outside. Chip the rock in for second or third shot.
Does manage to expose the Schenectady rock in the 4-foot.
Guard it.
Yeah. I need it here.
You got to make this turn.
Joe Parada wisely opts for the out turn to throw this guard. I think the in turn would have been a little tough to control. This rock does appear to be a little heavy. With the additional weight, does not curl nearly as much as expected. Just takes a guard, top 12, rolls off to the side. Unfortunately, leaves her shot rock exposed. So Andrew Folger, his first rock, his mission's going to be to get rid of that shot rock.
And since he is sitting second and third shot, that would put him in a pretty good position.
He can make the roll back to the center line, sit top 4. That would be a wonderful result. But really, peeling, not going to be the end of the world for him. Sweepers are on it, but the line looks pretty close. Rock does finish really strong. Sneaks by the guard. millimeters to spare, I'd say. But makes good contact, removes the yellow rock from play.
Hit and roll. Yeah, no, that's good. That was good. That was good.
This is one of those
We hit it
ends,
on this
you
side,
don't
we hit
care
it
how
on
many
this side.
points your opposition
We've got plenty
scores,
to cover over that.
but you definitely need at least one.
Hit and roll behind cover.
This wise commentary from Melvin Shaw. When you were down 1 in the 8th end, you need that one.
I learned that by watching John Madden.
Let's draw in instead.
Yes, if this
Draw.
game results in a tie after the 8th
Put it on the.
end, we'll play
We'll
a
come in this way.
extra end.
That is actually the rules, Melvin, of
That
the
is.
GNCC, that in these
Yeah.
events an extra
Sure
end
thing,
is
yeah.
played.
And I am a big fan.
Very
Yes.
indecisive.
Switches to the intern here. I think we're just drawing to the 4-foot. Joe Parada's first rock. 8th end, very tight game.
I think this is a wise decision because if you play the hit with your first skips rock and somehow you end up having to draw with your second rock, it's always good to have that draw weight. And here's a good example.
Well, that's why it's practice.
Fortunately,
He's a
Parada's
little bit
rock,
heavy.
a little bit heavy. Not going to be happy with himself after that.
Oh, but now he knows the weight and he'll nail it with the next one.
Yes.
That was
I think
great.
he's going to be resigned to the draw for 1. Force this game to
Yeah,
extra.
hard!
The good news for him is he will have a shot to the 4-foot.
One way or the other.
Yeah, can't guard both sides here. Also, his team's shown they can steal pretty effectively. So, of course, they'll be looking to steal this extra end without hammer. Looks like we have handshakes on sheet C now. That is the Spartacus versus the Trini game. Can't see the result, but I will get that to you as soon as I see what happened.
Now we do the hit. Yeah, come in this way. I don't want to worry about that yet.
Unfortunate news for the Potomac fans out there. I believe the result in the Spartacus versus Utica game was that they were unsuccessful in getting the deuce they needed to tie the game.
That's right. Final score of that game is going to be 7-4. Steal of 1 for Utica in the final end seals the victory. Final rock. 8th end. No pressure here, I'm sure.
Oh, and in the meantime, we missed actually a fabulous draw by Andrew Folger, sitting on the tee line, just behind the tee.
This rock,
Oh no!
a lot of weight. I think he's going to
Double?
get fortunate on the roll here, though.
Oh no!
He does not.
Oh no!
Actually hits too thick, rolls to the high side of that red catcher. Final result, steal of some odd number of rocks, doesn't really matter. Triangles squeaks out a great game over Schenectady. And we have another tight game, it looks like, brewing on sheet D, so we will try to get our coverage flipped over to that sheet.
There is a lot of deliberation going on. I know I saw some serious inspection going on involving a rock that appeared to be just in front of the house. I don't know if that is still a rock in question, but it does appear that Rob Chester of Potomac and Clearance from the Tower is sitting 2 in the house currently,
Yeah.
needing 3 to tie that game.
Yeah, this game currently sits at 6-3. Spartacus Yellow Rocks without hammer.
Not Spartacus.
Or I'm sorry, Clearance from the Tower. The other Potomac team. in
We've
this
got
draw.
some camera navigation going on. Thank you to our assistant. A lot of slow clapping going on when people come out of these games. Man, tough crowd. So Chris Allen, if you're still listening, now the question is, do we think that this counts as data that wearing ridiculous pants does in fact have a positive correlation with being a good curler?
I don't know yet. Everyone, that will change.
So my apologies. Yellow actually does have hammer in this final end. This is Alloy's final rock. Navigates a port.
Wow, nice double.
And makes the double takeout. That's going to make it impossible for Clearance from the Tower to come back. Mathematically eliminated.
They're shaking.
Handshakes. Final score of that game is going to go down as probably 8-3.
8? Are they? I think they were only sitting 1. Maybe 7.
Maybe 7-3.
Doesn't matter. I don't think we keep track of those things here. Adam, I would agree. I think the kilt does in fact put one over the top. Well, I guess we'll be signing off for now. What time's our next game? 5? Oh yeah, we scraped now. So anybody who's not doing anything too exciting this Saturday afternoon, if you want to tune back in at 5 o'clock, we will have another game for you. I unfortunately do not know what that game is off the top of my head. I think we're still going to be looking at probably like a C or B event game here, because I don't believe the next A event game is until this evening, later this evening. So
I believe you're correct. Thank you, everybody who joined us for this Saturday afternoon draw. Check our website. Come join us again for our next streaming, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks.